Hello everybody, welcome back to Stan's Garage, bringing you everything you need to know for effective business IT management. Well, it's that time again for a new installment of another week, another hack. And this week, we're going to be talking about a school who had to close their doors after 157 years of education. You may be asking yourself, well, what does this have to do with technology? Well, let's get into it. This institution had to close down because of ransomware. Lincoln College, for those of you who don't know, is a private college that opened in 1865. In the past century and a half plus, they managed to survive through economic crises, major campus fires, Spanish flu, World War II, and more. Unfortunately, the circumstances of the past few years will shut them down for good. And the reason they're being shut down for good is because of good old ransomware. That's right.
Okay.
Following months of ongoing ransomware attacks, Lincoln College announced its decision to cease all academic programming for good. The school has already notified the Illinois Department of Higher Education that as of May 13th, their doors will close permanently. While a significant amount of recruitment and fundraising fell off during the pandemic, it seems this cyber attack was the tipping point for the Illinois institution. This closure will make Lincoln College the first school in the United States to close in part due to a ransomware attack. Obviously, the ransomware wasn't the only thing, fundraising, COVID, etc., money tight, but the ransomware was a big factor.
Nice.
So, seemingly on a positive trajectory, Lincoln College saw record-breaking student enrollment in the fall of 2019. Wow! Going pretty well. However, this growth took a turn once COVID-19 came to the United States soon after. They say significant drops in enrollment, with some students deciding to defer their degrees or opt for leaves of absence. Lincoln, being one of only a few rural institutions recognized as an HBCU, said this drop in enrollments began to negatively impact their financial standing. To make matters worse, they were hit by continuous ransomware attacks this past December that took months to resolve. The attack, and I quote, thwarted admissions activities and hindered access to all institutional data. The school was unable to access crucial data that protected their academic and financial well-being. Now, look, there's a lack of planning on a lot of levels. There's certainly things to do that can get you back up and running from ransomware quickly, but obviously that didn't happen. The lack of access to their network, enrollment for the fall of 2022 became unclear. The school's network is what allows them to operate recruitment, retention, and fundraising efforts. And with these resources being inoperable for months, Lincoln was unable to make projections for their next enrollment season and unfortunately decided it'd be better off shutting the doors. Lincoln was able to fully restore their systems in March of this year, so it took almost 4 months. However, their projections show a shortcoming in enrollment numbers, and financially, this means Lincoln needed a massive donation or partnership to be able to sustain themselves. Without much hope of a last-minute reprieve, the pandemic and cyber attack have put an end to this venerable 157-year-old institution. While ransomware wasn't the only factor, it was probably the nail in the coffin, according to sources. While it's unfortunate that Lincoln is the first school to shut down due in part to ransomware attacks, they are just one of over 1,000 institutions affected by ransomware this last year. According to an MCSoft report in 2021, ransomware directly impacted 88 educational organizations, which included 62 school districts and 26 college campuses across the country. This total impact disrupted over 1,043 schools, and we'll include the link in the show notes. Private data was stolen from at least half of these organizations, resulting in staff and student information being released online. The cost, although impossible to fully calculate, is undoubtedly devastating. In 2019, a ransomware attack on the Baltimore County Public Schools resulted in them spending $8.1 million to recover what they lost. That included labor and obviously the paid ransom. For years, ransomware attacks have been a continual threat to U.S. education. In December 2020, CISA and the FBI issued a combined advisory warning that malicious actors were targeting K-12 educational institutions for extortion and data theft. You know, they got a lot of data on parents, donors, kids. It's valuable stuff out on the dark web. 3 months later, in March 2021, the FBI's cyber division issued a warning to system administrators that PISA ransomware was increasingly targeting educational institutions. Multiple U.S. senators issued a call to action in November, urging the U.S. Department of Education and the Department of Homeland Security to beef up cybersecurity defenses at K-12 schools across the country in order to keep up with an upcoming wave of attacks. So it's very, very important that these institutions put in place strong cybersecurity defenses. No school should have to close down due to the actions of malicious hackers. Ways of preventing ransomware attacks, be sure to check out a video I made called 7 Ways We Can Help Prevent Ransomware Attacks. I'll put a link to it in the show notes description as well, but in it we get into a number of the ways that ransomware could have been prevented or at least mitigated. As always, I would love to get your thoughts on this. Do you think we'll start seeing more schools shut down due to cyber attack, or do you think they'll be better in protecting themselves in the future? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to discuss cybersecurity measures your business can take, feel free to book a time to chat with me via the Calendly link below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.